Hi there, Eric back at Naturopath. Thanks for coming back. Let's talk about Candida and menstruation, Candida cleansing and menstruation. Many women I've worked with over the years have noticed that their vaginal yeast infection gets a lot worse at certain times of the month. Okay, so you've got different phases of the menstruation. I mean, you probably all know all this sort of stuff anyway. You've got the follicular phase and you've got the luteal phase. So you've got the proliferated phase, the 2 weeks building up. After the period, you've got then a build-up period where estradiol or estrogen starts building up and up and up. And if we don't get a fertility occurring, we're going to get poof, we're going to get a dropping of estrogen, and then progesterone comes up as the lining, sheds, and then of course the period occurs. So the key time when Candida will become a problem is in that follicular phase as estrogen starts to climb. Okay, estrogen has an interesting effect because glycogen and estrogen tend to work together. So glycogen tends to build up and up and up in the vaginal area, of course. Okay, that whole womb area becomes plump and moist and ready potentially for implantation. Okay, so of course, if there's going to be sugar in the area like glycogen because of estrogen, that's going to allow Candida to really build up. So if you've noticed that your yeast infection is getting a lot worse in relation to your cycle, you need to take a few steps back, and that's when you need to treat. Okay, you can use suppositories or boric acid or various kind of treatments. Watch my other videos. There are many videos I've made on vaginal yeast infection that will explain the correct treatment. But there is definitely a big link with Candida and menstruation for many women. Now, some women don't have this at all. They have Candida throughout their whole cycle. Even when they are actually having their period, they've still got vaginal yeast infection, and they've got symptoms and signs and all kinds of problems. But many women I see don't have that. They have that in that initial phase, okay, in the follicular phase. That's when they really notice the problem. That's when boric acid often will be extremely curative for that kind of condition. You can get on top of this yeast infection, ladies. Watch my videos. I've helped so many women with this problem, and they no longer have this annoying vaginal yeast infection. Now, whether it's bacterial vaginosis or yeast infection, it doesn't matter. You can still clear it up. Check out my protocols. They work quite well for this particular thing. So you can use boric acid through the whole cycle, or you can just use it in the follicular phase. It's up to you, when you want to use it. But you can get on top of it. But yeah, there's a huge connection between certain times of the month and that yeast infection. What you eat also can very much influence your period at that time. So try and follow the directions I've laid down in the Candida Crusher book, because that diet is quite good for somebody who's going through a vaginal yeast infection. There's also a chapter in that book all about how to cleanse that vaginal area super effectively. Thanks for tuning in.